Welcome to our podcast. Let's see what happens. And this podcast features two women with ADHD, and we talk about our life choices, maybe shed some light on life with ADHD, perhaps inspire. Probably not, though. Okay. What would you say you do here? Hello.
Hello. Hi, Natalie.
Hi. I do like your outfit today. Every time we meet is a new outfit. Nobody knows. Today
Nobody
is not even you. Today is a bathrobe. Very
Yes.
exciting. Like a spa.
Yes. I try to
Like
give
a
spa
fancy
vibes.
spa.
Yeah. Um,
Spa vibes.
I do. I want to give spa vibes. You know, I'm an outdoor cat and I spend a lot of time running long distances and I sleep in the back of my truck a lot. It has a bed in there. It's a really nice bed, actually. But when I am at my house, I am robe life for life. I have summer robes and this is a nice cozy winter robe. It's like cozy and terry cloth and white. And basically, yes, I want my home experience to feel like a really high-end hotel or spa.
It's
But
inspiring.
thank you. Yeah. I'm here to inspire.
You're an inspiration with your robe. I bet you didn't think that when you put it on this morning, that you would be inspiring.
I hope to inspire more people to robe life, faux life. So I've worn robes on river trips and everyone thinks it's such a great idea that it is. I don't know why more people aren't adopting it. I wear robes at home. I've worn robes in the car. Yeah, there's really nowhere you can't wear a robe.
You know what's so funny? I cannot wear robes because the way it fits my body, it's off the center and then I'm showing boobs and then it's tight from the waist. I can't figure out the design. The design for me doesn't work. But one of these I actually really do enjoy. And because we are talking about drinking today and the holidays.
Yes. As you do.
Because, yes, of course. When I was in college and used to drink a ton, I would wear my onesie pajama outfit out to parties because then if I fell asleep, I was prepared. And also I didn't have to worry about outfits. So I would have this egg and bacon onesie, this yellow onesie that I would wear out all the time. Yes. There's a ton of pictures of me in college just asleep on a couch in my onesie, like at a party.
Amazing.
People would be like, do you want to hook up? I'd be like, no, I'm good. Just going to pass out in my onesie.
I am prepared.
No, I'm all set, but you do you, and I'm going to do me here in my onesie. Yes.
It's really a miracle that we're alive.
It is. It is. It is. That is an understatement. It is a huge miracle I'm alive. I don't even know. If I saw myself in college, it would be alarming.
Extremely
To say the
alarming.
least.
I'm pretty sure that I would call someone to help. I don't know who I would call, but I might call you and then
Yeah, I'd be like, you seem fine. You'd be like, well, okay.
good luck, child me. Hope you enjoy rolling that keg down the icy streets of Boston while you're wearing a mini skirt and Uggs. I actually never did that. I mean, I rolled the keg, but I wasn't wearing a mini skirt and Uggs. But I was probably wearing some stupid, dumb jeans.
A bathrobe.
Yeah, and a bathrobe.
Yeah. I actually do have a funny drinking story from college where I think goes along with ADHD. Oh, yes, but I'm going to forget my story. It will be dead in 30 seconds. I will not get this back. You know, that's true. I'm not even being mean to myself. It's just a fact. So in college, I was drinking a lot, which I think goes along with ADHD because it's sort of this whimsical world of inhibition where you're just like, nothing bad can happen to me. So I'm just going to do what I want. So I am doing what I want. It is senior week, which means that I forget, but I think you just drink. At least that's what I did. I'm sure there is a lot of other purpose. And so I wake up from this toga party. So I'm in a toga, which is essentially just a white sheet that I somehow wrapped around my body. I was under the impression that my friends, who are also seniors, were going to our 9 a.m. math class and just drinking. It was our last math class. So no math, just party. I don't know if I made this up, but there was definitely some sort of miscommunication. So on the way to my math class, I was still a bit drunk. I find a rubber ducky tube, like for the bath. So I put it on. So now I have around my waist a rubber ducky tube with little rubber ducky in front.
Yes.
My toga.
Yes.
As I'm walking to class, I find some other paraphernalia. I find a cup of beer and I just start drinking it because that's not gross at all. Definitely not disgusting. I arrive in the classroom. I bust open the door because I thought it was going to be like a party.
Yes.
And I'm late per usual. So I fling open this door. Crickets. Nobody else is dressed up. Nobody's drinking. There's nothing. It's just me. And then all my friends have their books out. I'm like, this is the last day of our college career. What are we doing here? What are you learning? So I am now just there. Everybody's looking at me. My friends are towards the back. So I just walk back there and I sit in the seat with the little rubber ducky too, which doesn't really fit between the seats and the desk.
No.
And it makes noises every time I move. And I can't quite get comfortable. was like, I guess I'll drink. I don't have a book. I don't have pencils. My friends are like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? You did this to me. And they were like, we have no idea what you're talking about. They were like, you are embarrassing. So I'm just drinking my beer in my outfit and nobody really says anything. My friends are like, you're ridiculous. And I'm like, you put me in this situation. The teacher goes to the back of the room and opens the window because it smelled like beer. I guess I'll say I smelled like beer. And it was just the other kids. So he had to go back and open the windows. Yeah, that happened.
That is extraordinary.
I was a solid C- math student, probably for that reason.
I didn't really recall this until right now. I have a similar story. It might not surprise you.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Do tell.
So I was a business and art history major because those two things go together. And I was really oppositionally defiant. And I went to the school that had this nice business school, and there were a lot of international students that were always wearing, no joke, Armani. So they'd roll up to class in their Hummers and they'd step out in their Armani. And I was like, what is happening? I don't have Saudi oil money. What is going on here? And in college, I smoked a lot of weed. And so I took it as my personal mission to be the overachieving stoner in the business classes. And this whole thing was just a persona, right? I would be sober and do my homework, but then I would get just absolutely baked out of my mind and put on the most ridiculous clothing, like giant flowy hippie skirts, t-shirts that said things like, I wake and then I bake from the bagel shop up the street, like weird glasses, probably like flower clips in my hair or some shit. And here comes Lauren sauntering into business class with a cloud of smoke behind me as the Armani kids are like, where did you come from? What little opium den did you just crawl out of? And how are you here?
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
amazing. You know what? I think it does go back to oppositional defiance is something that we should talk about.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the reason I feel like I probably showed up to a regular math class as a drunken toga person who was drinking somebody's leftover beer, it's just because someone was probably like, you have to go to math class. And I was like, I am going to raise you one. I'm going to show up drunk and actually not really go and then just blow it all up. So there you
Yes.
go, because you told me to do that.
Yes.
Oppositional defiance is a real thing. And in college, I didn't like going to class. So on sunny days, my math class had a window that led right out to the lawn area. Instead of going anywhere else, I would skip class and lie right in the lawn area, right in front of the math class so they could see me. And I would just lie there. And half the time the professor would open the window and be like, Nellie, are you coming to class? I'd be like, no, not coming. Like, who does that?
Yeah, you went to college in Maine where there's one sunny day a year. So presumably this happened one time a semester and it was fine.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, just once. It happened once. Definitely
Maybe
not every week.
It's okay. At my college, it also was gray all the time. And on the sunny day, maybe 2 days, there was no one in class. Everyone went out to what we called the beach. I went to a college in the middle of a city. And so the beach was literally just the one patch of grass that your college experience was like so idyllic. Right? There's a quad and old buildings and
Oh, the quad.
grassy
That's the word I was
lawns.
thinking of. Yeah.
Big grassy lawn. My college had a giant thoroughfare. I went to school at Boston University. They had like a giant thoroughfare running through the city that also happened to be our campus. And there was this one patch of grass that was, no joke, maybe 20 people wide if you were lying shoulder to shoulder. So like 20 people wide. And if it were flat, it probably could have fit 3 people deep, but it wasn't flat. It was this giant steep embankment that went down to Sturrow Drive, which is like
Oh
a
my
big fucking
God.
highway.
It's like the biggest highway. It's fantastic.
And so there's trucks and cars and thousands of people, but it was the one place on the campus that had grass. And it was the one place that when the sun came out on that one beautiful day, the buildings were far enough away so the sun could hit the patch of grass.
Oh my God. Amazing.
It was incredible.
It's like a beach.
Aptly named. So it'd be like 55, freezing, but sunny. And you'd have people out there literally in bikinis sunning themselves.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that tracks. Yeah. So maybe for our introduction, to sum up, we drank a lot in college, smoked a lot of weed, and didn't go to class when it was even remotely nice out.
And there was a whisper of nice. Yep.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
like, oh, at 3 p.m., it's going to be sunny. So my 10 o'clock class, I have to prepare for that sun. I'm going to be out here waiting.
Waiting.
Oh my God. Okay. So holidays, that was a little bit of drinking. but holidays because because next week is a holiday and I love holidays. I think the cool thing about ADHD is, again, going back to that whimsical, having the traditions and the festive stuff. I love that. I really do.
That's
It's
great.
great. Buying presents is harder for me
No.
because I, I get one idea in my head. Last year, I thought of hats and I bought everybody in our family, including my father in law, a Skeeta hat. I was like, that's the best present. I do that every year. I get one idea and then I buy it for everybody. I can't stop myself. I guess I could, but I don't. I just send it out and everyone's like, I've never been outside. This is not relevant to me. And I'm like, well, I like hats. I'll take it. I buy presents for myself that I would like and then just give them out to people who may or may not have that interest. I don't know how to stop that. That's not great. That is even if I get the present ahead of time, which usually I don't.
Speaking of gift giving, all 8 of our listeners will be so excited to know that I see you. I see all 8 of you. All 8 of our listeners will be so excited to know that Eric, my partner, has agreed to get me really nice headphones with a microphone for Christmas because in his words, that's what you sound like? No. No. And then like a normal person, he just went out and solved the problem. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. So you're all stuck with
And the
me.
first time we recorded, do you remember I was like, what is going on with your headphones? You're like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I guess we can't solve this. So moving on.
Unsolvable problem. Turns out a quick Google search. Totally solved. Totally solved. Quick
Oh.
sidebar. So one of our 8 listeners, Jess, I saw in real life, and she ran up
Yes.
to me and said, oh my God, I just binged listened to your podcast. And Natalie, I've never felt so amazing. It's like, oh, we're bingeable?
See? Yeah, but like, listen to what she said. I've never felt so amazing. Is that because she's like, wow, thank God I don't have wives like those two? That seems really hard and chaotic. I have it pretty good.
She actually said, I binge listened to you while I was doing laundry. And now I'm realizing she was being productive. She was like adequately caring for her family and keeping people alive and clothed and fed. And here I was just being like, wow,
Oh, I'm amazing is the takeaway.
I'm the best.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah, that's great. So buying presents, I think, is hard around the
horrible.
holidays.
It's horrible
Yeah.
because I feel like gift giving, when you have an ADHD brain, I really love giving gifts to people, but it's when, oh, I'm out in the world and I see this thing and now I'm like, oh, this is for you. And so I buy it and then I give it to someone and they're like, wow, that's great. But for forced timed deadline
Oh God.
giving,
Yeah.
no, I still haven't bought
It's horrific.
It's horrible. It's horrible. So
It's that oppositional defiant. I'm like,
yes.
don't tell me when Christmas is.
Yeah.
And then like yesterday, I was like, oh shit, I actually need to probably go buy some gifts.
Yeah,
And then
probably.
I was on Instagram and like 5 ads popped up and I was like, boink, 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 done.
That seems easier.
Yeah, seems easier. Who knows
I have
what I
no
buy?
idea. I have no idea. I
Yeah.
had to come from a family where gift giving was competitive, still is. This is not a past tense, is competitive, which is like a whole other layer of messed up.
Yeah.
But not only is there the time pressure, there's a performance pressure of not like you have to get the gift on time, but you have to get good gifts on time. And that is a real struggle. And basically, so one year in a great moment of oppositional defiance, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to take a stand. This is messed up and I'm not doing it. And then
Then you did it last minute.
literally at the 11th hour, I panicked and I was like, I'm totally empty handed. So what did I do? Because it's, I don't know, 4 p.m. on December 20 or like one hour before I'm supposed to be at the Christmas gathering. And I was like, oh God, I can't go in empty handed. So I was like, everyone's getting donations. That's going to be the story I tell. I'm going to donate to causes that they would care about and be like, I'm standing up against the consumerism of Christmas. You get a donation. So I like made the donations, but then I was like, I don't have any way to tell them. So then I had to make cards. I had to find materials like arts and cards. Well, because like stores aren't open. It's an hour before fucking Christmas. I can't go anywhere and buy cards. Instead, I'm in my house folding and Googling origami card envelope. And I like write out little cards for everyone. And then I go to the Christmas thing and I hang them on the tree and make them look nice. And then everyone opens them, crickets. Nobody thought it was a good idea. And I was like, well, and I, of course, what do? You just dig
I think it's a
yourself
good
deep.
idea.
Yeah, you dig yourself deeper. And I was like,
You're like, oh, you don't care about animals? You don't care about this planet? Fine. This is on you.
yes. Thank you for, engaging in consumerism, forced consumerism of the holidays. I am bettering the world for you. You're welcome. Yeah.
No, that is so on point. That's how I exist.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that
feel
is
free
how
to
I
steal that
exist.
trick. You have kids,
It's
so probably
like,
don't do that.
so I went through this phase similarly where I was like, I am not buying anything for my kids. And then December 20th rolls around and I'm like, they're not going to have anything for Christmas. This seems like not a very thought out plan because it's not just me, it's now my kids who are expecting Santa Claus to come. And their mom's like, we're not buying anything, so sorry. And then I'm like, huh, that magic doesn't actually exist. It's sort of on me. Yeah. So that one year I had to panic and get a whole bunch of gifts last minute. I also went through
Mhm.
this phase where I was like, no wrapping paper. So I would give them just like the gifts unwrapped. And my mom was like, Natalie, Santa doesn't just give gifts unwrapped. I'm like, but why not? It's so wasteful. She's like, it's the magic part. I'm like, okay. So then I went and I bought brown paper because it was like this recycled tree paper.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, you're totally missing the point yet again. So half of the kids' presents are just like unwrapped, and the other half are just like this brown, like Tiny Tim's Christmas or whatever the fuck that kid is
Yes.
called. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. So there you go. I feel you on the oppositional defiance.
Thanks.
Now, the other
I-
aspect of Christmas too is holiday parties. I have gotten not invited to one this year, which which I guess it's not surprising given last year I was invited to one and it was an ugly Christmas sweater party.
Oh,
And I received a Christmas sweater the year prior that I believed was ugly.
oh, good.
It was only mildly ugly, but to me, it was very ugly. So it was black and then had embroidered gold skiers all over it.
Okay, that is appropriate for an ugly sweater Christmas party.
Okay. But people didn't know me at this party. I knew one person. So I showed up and they couldn't tell because it wasn't ugly enough and they didn't know
Oh.
me. So people were coming up and I do not understand social cues. So people were coming up being like, I like your sweater. And I'm like, yeah, can you believe someone bought this for me? And they were like, oh, well, they're complimenting me, but then
Right.
I'm taking it like this is an ugly Christmas sweater. And
Yes.
that happened to basically every single person I talked to. They're like, oh, we'll see your sweater. And I'm like, oh, God, I would never wear this. I remember I came home and told the story, and my husband was like, oh my God, Natalie, can you just be normal in a social
No.
situation? No,
No.
yeah, I cannot. And I
No.
wasn't invited back this year.
Okay, I have two thoughts. One, ugly Christmas sweater parties were fun until we started making ugly Christmas sweaters. Then it's not
Mm.
fun. Ugly sweater party was supposed to be exactly what you're talking about. Like, oh my God, you got this hideous Christmas gift and now you're going to wear it out to a party. Not, I went on Amazon and bought a Sheen sweater that like a child knit that says, jingle my bells, ho, ho, ho. No,
This sounds a lot like oppositional defiance. I'm just
It-
going to put that out here.
you know what, Natalie? You're probably right. No, it doesn't. You're
How
wrong.
dare you?
We somehow managed, despite the fact that both Eric and I have been extraordinarily busy, we somehow managed to get invited to 3 Christmas parties this year.
Oh, wow.
Not
yeah.
including a work one, which we'll talk about. But we got invited to 3 Christmas parties, and we are so far 1 for 3. We bailed on one because we just couldn't handle it. The other one showed up to, and then I had to leave, I don't know, 90 minutes into the Christmas party because I was exhausted. It was 8 p.m. And then the next one is this weekend, and there's a 90% chance we bail on it. And I think we're angling to not be reinvited to Christmas parties in the future.
I hear you.
Yep. So speaking of Christmas parties, so this is a 2-theme story. One theme is holidays. One theme is drinking. And the other
Yes.
theme is parking.
You know, and the overarching theme to all of this is being oppositional defiant to all of it.
No,
Shut up. You shut up.
you shut up. So
Christmas.
whatever. So we have our holiday Christmas party for work, and I went before I
What could
started
go wrong, first of all?
nothing.
Socially, what could go wrong?
0 things. 0 things. So before I started drinking, I drove my car and a couple of other colleagues there. That went fine. I parked the car and then got out of the car. But because it's holiday party time, there's like a lot going on. I'd been asked to make a speech. And so I'm working on the speech in my brain while I'm parking the car. Also, the car that I drive is like a giant double cab, 6-foot bed, 2006 Toyota Tundra with a bike rack
Yeah.
on the back. So the whole size of this thing is about 30
Take a
feet.
boat.
It's a boat.
Yeah.
Yes. And parking it is a fucking nightmare. So there's like
Yeah.
4 people outside of the car helping me like back the car into this tiny little parking lot. I somehow managed to do it and everyone's fine. And we all get out of the car and I'm working on the speech in my brain and we're walking in the restaurant. And then there's this giant kerfuffle because they don't have enough seats for our reservation and blah, blah, blah. And then we have the Christmas party. And one of the things that I really appreciate about the founder of our company is that he really likes good wine. The kind of good wine that I would never, ever spend money on buying. But I
Mhm.
sure will drink it if someone else is buying it.
The other
Sure
thing
will.
is I can tell I sure will. Thank you very much. I can tell where this story is going because if you have ADHD and you are not paying attention fully to where you've parked, that car could be in Narnia for all
It
you're concerned.
Mr.
It actually
Tumnus
is.
yeah, Mr. Tumnus has taken control. He has hopped in the vehicle. He is driving it with his little cloven hooves and, like, gone. The car is gone. So my partner Eric shows up because he's invited to the party, and I wanted to make that clear and make it sound like not something we would do, which is just show up to a party. He was
Which we
invited.
would do.
Yes.
Be like, I'm pretty sure you lost my invitation. They're like, you're not invited. And you're like,
Well,
I
I'm
don't think that's
here,
right. I have oppositional divine disorder. I don't think you knew that. So I'm just going to go in because
so
I
I'm
don't
here
believe
now.
you. Try to kick me out.
Yeah, I'm so fun. So Eric shows up and I'm like, hey, are you good to like drive us back to the hotel? And he was like, yeah, definitely. And so I was like, great, more wine for me. So the party goes on, we have a great time. And the colleagues that I drove to the party had left a couple of their work bags in the car, which is normal. And so one of them, who is Gen Z, which means sober as the fucking day is long, and his like lovely Gen Z girlfriend, who's like a ballet dancer. So she had one piece of asparagus and a sip of wine and was like, oh, too much for me. And I was like, wow, we are different generationally.
Like I have devoured an entire table of food.
Um,
For the second table. So I don't know what you're doing.
but like,
did you know this was free?
yeah, this is
Yeah,
free and there's
buttercup.
food and booze, okay? And you're not experiencing any of this. And they're like so nice. They're like the kind of Gen Z that's millennials look at and we're like, how did you get so good? Because we were
Yeah.
feral beasts at their age, still are. And they're like, oh, hey, we have our bags in your car. We're probably going to leave soon. And I was like, oh, don't worry. I'll go grab them for you. And in the moment, 100% was fully, I am so good. I'm going to go out. I'm going to grab those bags. I got
You're like
this.
Santa
I was like,
Claus.
yeah, I was so in helper mode. Like, I'm going to make their day with their little bags. And I walk out of the restaurant confident, head held high, full of wine and tasty food. And literally, as soon as the door closes behind me, I was like, I don't know where I am. How did I get here? Oh God. And it's not
You're
like,
like object permanence to the max when you've been drinking. You're like, I'm lost. They open the door. Like, did you forget something? You're like, oh, thank God, I was lost. They're like, you're 2 feet outside the door
not
of
even.
the party you just left.
Yeah. The door is touching your ass because it hit you on the way out. And then I quickly realized, like, can't just stand here because that's going to happen. So I like just start walking. And I was like, why are you walking? You don't know what direction you need to be walking in. You don't know where your car is. And I'm looking around for context clues. Like, do I remember anything? Is there a fancy bush that's going to jog my memory about where my fucking car is? And no, Natalie, there's nothing. There's nothing. So I was like, okay, this is an emergency situation. Let's activate emergency situation brain. First of all, it's not an emergency situation. It's bags in a car, but no, we're in full panic mode now, which is making it harder to remember what I did with that car. So I'm like a little,
Not only do you not want to know where your car is, but you close the party door. Now you're just in a random hole in a random city. Who
Yeah.
knows what country you're in?
I don't know.
Never been here
Slovenia?
before.
Never been there. I was like, okay, you know, you came to the restaurant. So if you just walk around the block where the restaurant is, maybe you'll get a context clue about how you got here. And so I just set off in a direction and I was like, that's a great idea. Good job, brain. Good thinking. Good emergency activation skills. And so I walk one side of the street, no car. I turn, I go the other side of the street, no car. I turn again, I'm going around the block. I'm making the third part of the block. And I see a parking lot that looks vaguely familiar. And I was like, oh, that weird tree by the parking lot, that's like the tree that I almost backed into. I bet my car is near there. Not only is it near there, it's directly in front of the tree. And Natalie, the car, when I was standing on the steps of the restaurant, if I had just turned 10 degrees to my left, I would have seen the car. But nope. No, I'm aware that everyone else probably knows where the car is. And they're like, where the fuck is she? Because I've gone on a journey all around this little town to get back to my car. So I like, hurry up and grab the things. Now I'm running and I run back to the restaurant. Right.
Open the doors, which you've done before, the double doors. Miss me? Everyone's like, not really. No. Why are you
No.
so sweaty? Like you had
Yes.
10 feet to get bags.
So you were at the party? Amazing. That's exactly what happened. And honestly, I think it was a real miracle. It was a Christmas miracle. And I gave those nice young people their bag. And immediately I was like, I have to go. I have to go right now. Someone's going to find out. And since no one found out, now here I am talking about it on a podcast. Surprise.
That is so funny. I love that story because it's like object permanence. Someone's like, can you do this? And you have all the confidence in the
All of it.
world.
All of it.
It's seemingly, literally a very easy task, but it's become so complicated.
Yes.
And
Also,
nobody was there to see it.
I'm just remembering this that in this moment, I texted you. And
Oh, great.
yeah, I texted you in this moment. It's 10:30 on a Friday night. Oh my God. Period. Okay. Period. I am drunk. Period. We had our holiday party for work. I almost lost my car. It was 1 block away. Can we talk about parking and the special joy that happens when you find your car? You laughed.
Was I there for this? Oh, I did. Good.
Yeah, you laughed. And then you texted me at 4 in the morning the next day.
Yeah.
I was done.
Perfect. I'm like, let's continue this now that I'm awake. Yeah. Well, so I think that pretty much sums up holidays for us.
Yep. Get oppositionally defiant about gifts, have a last minute panic, lose your car, but find it.
And then find it, and Christmas miracles will come to you.
And Christmas
They're
miracles
guaranteed.
guaranteed to come your way. Amazing. Well, good luck with the holidays and let's see what happens.
As always, you're so welcome for this advice.